So every person who comes into our organization does a full intake. So their name, their birth date, all of their stuff. And another thing is that a person can't just walk up to our front door to receive service. They have to be referred in a community. Okay. This community has been providing great resources for the homeless for a long time before we got here. Yeah. What we want to do is we want to hold, for one thing, we want to hold ourselves accountable, and we want the community to hold us accountable for what we say we're going to do. We also want to work together with the agencies that know this population and make sure that people get sent to us properly.
Good point.
We have a referral system.
Good
it's really
point.
important. We're not looking to come and change anything. We're not looking to come and do anything. We look to come in here and provide a service, be held accountable for that. So every person who comes in does a, my daughter. Sorry.
Congratulations! You have been selected to take part in an anonymous survey. Please take our 30...
My daughter plays on my laptop. So everybody comes in and does basically 32 questions that allow us to know certain things. And then when that happens, this gives me the ability to actually look at my organization at any given time from any different county. So every single location, I know how many meals are served, how many showers are used, how many bunks are used. And if I want to know on this day right here in particular, it says I serve 17 meals. If I want to know who those 17 people are, I can actually go straight to...
Impressed with the availability of that data.
And this is what we call a drill down, is to know exactly what it is we're up against. And the drill down is extremely important, but what's more important that you'll like is I also get to track of all of our population, all the demographics, so the gender, head household, veterans, by race, ethnicity, age group, child custody status. Do you know that over 90% of the homeless people everywhere are parents? And do you know that they're displaced from their homes? There are some people who come to us who ask their children to be with a relative. Because if they're on the streets, then they're unfit. Yeah. I mean, it's and then how many are in foster care? This is the piece I like the most. I also track where all my referrals come from anywhere. So if I want to
Tying
know,
those groups together, wonderful.
if I want to, yeah, and these are all funding streams if you think
Exactly.
about it. So if I want to know, let's say, community action, who is sent to me by community action, I know who those clients are at any given time. Also, I got big fingers. So I got the general demographics, and then I also know who has picture ID, driver's license, social security card. Are they currently employed? Do they have health insurance? If they don't have health insurance, we have certified assisters that we've been funded by Oregon Health Authority to apply somebody for health care at our door and have it in a day, less than a day.
Impressive.
SSI disability, do they own a vehicle? If they do they have insurance? Are they being legal? Do they have a birth certificate and food stamps? Also, oh my gosh, I don't know why I got those little pop-ups. Also, chronic homelessness, if they've been homeless for over the year, if they've been in multiple places. Drug and alcohol addiction, are they on parole, probation in any one of our communities? Do they have a history of mental illness? And this allows us to form our partnerships with mental health and bring those services around a person disabled or a DV client. What this gives us the ability to do, this system gets updated every single day from every one of my 11 locations in every one of the communities that I serve. Okay. That gives us the ability to know what we're up against when it comes to homelessness. We get actual true numbers that I could drill down to anything. Yeah. The other cool thing of this is, think about this. Our budget this year is $860,000. If you take that budget and you divide it by 154 beds, and you divide that by 365, we do it for $15.30 a day per person.
Talk to me a little bit about some of the local partners. You mentioned Roby's.
And Roby's is a rock star. So we've had over 140 volunteers on this project. The rally of people who want to come together to make it happen. Roby's, Cindy called me from Roby's about 2 months ago and said we want to do a service project and we want to be a part of what it is you guys are doing. We'd also like to donate some mattresses. Now, we stay as cost effective as we possibly can as an organization, so I put bunk mats on all of our bunks. When they came down here, they brought memory foam mattresses for our bunks. We were blown away. They demoed our kitchen in 2 hours down to studs, which we needed to do to get the new kitchen in. And they cleaned this place from top to bottom, from end to end. They were one of the...
This was just in February, wasn't it? When they had their day of service?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've been friends of ours ever since, and they are, as a matter of fact, they're partnering with us to raise...
Cindy enjoyed, great people.
To raise what we're going to need to put the playground in for the kids. And so we've asked them to partner with us on telling that story and the need for when we do get children in here to have, instead of be locked into anything, to have the ability to go outside and get on a swing for a few minutes. Some of those things. They've been tremendous.
You mentioned Gary.
Yeah, Gary Albright. What do you say about Gary and Carla? They're driven, focused people who believe. And
Gary's been on my show more than once, and we don't talk about the museum. He wants to talk about Helping Hands. He wants to talk
does
about...
he?
Yep.
And here's what I love about people like that. Now, when we begin to, for one thing, I want you to know that Gary and Carla did a full investigation on our organization, which was very attractive to us. That they took the time, like several people from this community did, to come down to our campus in Seaside and see how we run our organization, to make sure we provide the best services, make sure that we're doing what we say we're going to do.
How many sites do you have?
We have
now?
11.
Excellent.
11 in 4 counties. So
Excellent.
this is the 4th county here.
So
And
obviously
we got
you're
2
in
new ones coming
Clatsop
up.
and
Clatsop,
Tillamook.
Yamhill, Lincoln, and Tillamook.
Excellent. Okay.
Right. And so this was a fit for us because we have it in Lincoln, we have it in Clatsop County, we have it in Yamhill County. So we're like, got you surrounded. So what's happening before is we think that we can kind of eliminate the homeless problem by every time we see one, we send them out of town. That doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't. So Gary and Carla, when they first began to get on board with this thing, which was from the beginning, I met them at Homeless Connect here, I think 3 years ago.
Okay.
And had
Good
a
program.
conversation.
And that was when they started that program. It's grown every year.
And Homeless Connect should. I mean,
Yeah.
it's important to bring the resources down to make sure that every bit of the population is going to be capable of coming and getting those. So I met him there.
What if someone came
We
and
had
showed
a-
up with a dog?
Well, we have kennels. But we also work together with our animal shelters and the communities we serve to make sure that everything's safe. See, it all depends on the evaluation. We have to look at the whole picture and see what it is we can provide. And if we can't provide the services for them, at least we can collect the data that says there needs to be services for this. But Carrie and Carla came down and did a full investigation of our organization. Came in and listened and walked through, and I showed him the data that we were collecting, and he understood that. And at that point, they were sold, and now they're personal friends of mine. Their drive is tremendous.
We're lucky to have
So
them.
we have that. Hampton Lumber donated all of the lumber for the
Nice.
raised beds. Rosenberg's donated the truck to get it over here. We had multiple contractors come in. Rich Russell from Russell Construction and Terry came down and built the whole kitchen for us, on the inside of the kitchen for nothing. Every person we came across has given. The churches gave from $10,000 to $11,000. The hospital raised $11,000 because they seen the value in this. This community came together to make it possible. When I first came over here,
Great opening. I saw that. I'm sorry I was out of town, but that was very well received, wasn't it?
yeah, there was about 300 people that showed up, and there were people who were naysayers. I mean, what I love about it is we need both pieces.
I agree.
It's important that we have opinionated people so we can educate.